In the incredible journey of adoption, we found ourselves in the amazing country of Ethiopia in response to our tender son Dominic, who had asked us a hard question. Why do some babies have no mama and no papa? Why are some babies hungry? Every 15 seconds, another child becomes an AIDS orphan in Africa. In sub-Saharan Africa alone, over 13 million children have been orphaned from parents who have died of AIDS. USAID estimates that this will climb to a staggering 40 to 50 million orphans in 8 short years, just of AIDS, just in Africa. Africa has been compared to a house on fire with a critical situation for millions of orphans. If these African orphans were to hold hands in a line, the line would go around the entire equator. Imagine driving this line, seeing 1,700 orphans per mile. How long would it take to grip you, out of compassion, to stop and take at least one in your arms and to make a difference for them?
After we got Hadassah and we spent the time with her and just started to bond with her and just to realize, like, this is a part of us now, it's a part of our family.
And so we came home just really moved, and all I can say is wrecked for the ordinary. We couldn't, I came home and I looked at my house and I looked at all of my excess and drawers that were overflowing with clothes and refrigerators with more than enough food and putting leftovers away every night. And Matt and I having even a greater capacity to love more children, thinking is the answer to adopt more and more children. There's got to be something bigger and greater that we can do here, God.
As the more you think about it, and as we were still there, to just see all the need there.
So we went to Ethiopia, an ordinary family, just a family that wanted to bring one child home to our family, one less child that would be an orphan. I feel like we came home wrecked for the ordinary.
Through a set of incredible circumstances, we met a compassionate young man named Tesfa, who we quickly became really good friends with. And through our friendship, we came to know of his sister, Yesedimich, and her sacrifice in caring for poor and orphan children. At this moment, I realized that I would do anything I could to help this amazing family and their work with these desperate children in need.
When I asked Yesedimich about the meaning and why the name LookDevelopment, she said the word look is to give attention to those who are hungry, thirsty, not educated, and sick. Jesus will ask us one day what we did for those who need our help. And the word development, to look at the need around you and let God develop your response. When we arrived at LookDevelopment, we were able to meet the amazing children who benefited from sponsorship. It was incredible to see the difference that it had made in the sponsored children's lives. There's a growing number of children at the project, both children that are sponsored and children that are waiting for sponsors. The children who are sponsored are now enrolled in school, have school uniforms that they're so proud of. Many are 10, 11 years old and learning to read for the first time, and so full of joy at that opportunity. It's amazing to see how far the sponsorship is going. Through the sponsorship, the children are now in school, they have uniforms, they're receiving food aid, and most of all, they have a place to come that is safe at LookDevelopment, where they play and they laugh and they learn and they're cared for. But that safe haven, which is a blessing to the children, is not yet a place where they can stay and spend the night, because there are simply not the facilities. There is a desperate need for the true orphans who are part of this program and this sponsorship to be able to have a safe place to live. That is the greatest need, and the first thing that we believe needs to be addressed in these children's lives. Like this little girl, Gete, who sleeps on the steps of the Orthodox Church every night because there is not yet a facility built to care for and house these children.
The vision for LookDevelopment, with the land that we've been given by the government, is to have a self-sustaining community development project. In the 20-acre compound, we'll have an orphanage, which will be several housing units for maybe 6 to 8 orphans per family, so they'll be in a family-style living setting. And then there will also be an agricultural program that will be the main project for self-sufficiency with chickens. And there will also be a school and a health clinic and soccer fields and basketball courts, all within the compound. And due to the lack of clean drinking water, there's an urgent need for a well to be drilled.
This vision needs you. The children at LookDevelopment need you. Pray and ask God, what is your part? Do you have a passion for clean drinking water? Sponsoring a child so they may belong and have their physical needs met? Adopting a child so they may have a forever family? What gets at your heart? What do you want to see changed for these children? Together as families, we can make a difference for these children. If we all pull together with God's ideas, we can make something beautiful. The project proposal is big, the need is big, but we serve a big God.
What is that? What is that? What is that?
If I put my trust in Him, there's nothing He can't do. If I reach up, I'll find He's reaching down with a miracle. A window in my sorrow, a miracle. An answer to my prayer, a miracle. A doorway to believing.
the bottom line is that God never does not notice the orphan. He always notices the orphan. And sometimes we see the orphan and say, God, do something. But he says, how I notice the orphan is through you, to be my hands and to be my feet.
If I put my trust in him, there's nothing he can't do. If I reach up, I'll find he's reaching down. With a miracle, a window in my sorrow, a miracle, an answer to my prayer, a miracle, a doorway to believing.
Foto ita yan, Bazaga.